And I am live. Hello, people watching this later. We were having some technical difficulties. Now I am sharing the link, and I am updating. Hope you are all well. If you're watching this in the future, I am having a stressful few days. I am theoretically unlisted right now. Let me just make sure this is not in people's subscription boxes, because that would be not ideal. Let me comment on it. And we'll see where you guys are at in just a second. I am going to check to make sure that my subscribers don't see that I'm live, because that's just a problem. Before I get into the nitty-gritty of today, subscriptions, that looks good. I'm just going to go to my channel and make sure there's not a little live now button, because that would be bad. It doesn't look like it. I don't see live now. That's great. So I'm going to come back and see if I see you guys. And let's see, where can I see your comments? Control room, screen share, chat. Test, test. Don't know if that's going to work. And now I am going to just open up the live stream. We now have to deal with the lag, but we'll see if this works. If you are here, make sure you're commenting. 4 people are here. That's cool. Some people are commenting on Patreon, so that's great. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a lag. Oh, I see. Got it. I see. Let me comment. Hey, hey. Hi, everybody. All right. We got Becca, we got Paula, we got Susan, Paige, Rachel. Rachel, you're an important one in all of this. We will talk in a second, but first I have to Oh, yes. That is great. Let me set up the camera, set the screen so that I can see all of you guys and see what you guys are seeing. Give me a moment. She's probably like, what's going on? Why is it being strange? She's like the cutest thing in the world. I'm sorry. I'm in love with my dog. It's a problem. Maybe it's not really a problem. It's totally fine. Okay, you guys are probably like bored, but I'm setting up my screen. Almost there. And that still isn't there yet. How about that? And now we are good. Oh, doggo. Well, you guys, if you can't tell, I am in a fun and sort of stressful time of my life, which is cool. I have been updating you guys without trying to over hype what's going on, and let me just take a step back. The reason that I say this all the time, but I truly would be nowhere without your guys' support. I feel like I say it all the time, but you guys are literally backing what Future Sunsets is doing. So as a result, number one, I'm reinvesting the income that comes from Patreon back into the band, and you can see the growth. If you were to graph it from when I started investing in the band, and by investing I mean I put money in Facebook ads and marketing, and I work with different Spotify playlist curators, and I'm literally putting the money back into it. And then there's equipment, and then there's hiring people. Like every time I do videos, that's so expensive, and like without you guys, it would not be possible. In my heart, I'm an original artist, and that is what I'm preparing. But this is not, I need to be smart about the way I release original music. And so first off, thank you for allowing me to get this far. Thank you for bringing opportunities to me without you necessarily even realizing it, because you guys are fueling the machine. And as an independent artist, I make a living. I live in Los Angeles, Rent is stupid and expensive, and I hate it. But I make a living through music, and that is in huge part through you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Which starts to get me to sort of, that means I don't need a record deal or a label or a television show or whatever, because I have you guys, and I have a modest living, and it's only increasing with this infusion back into the band, with this reinvestment process. So as you know, like, a bunch of TV shows hit me up, and like, you know, I just sort of played ball for a while. And by the way, I can see your comments, but I see you guys are just listening to me, so that's cool. So I went pretty far through this audition process with a few of the shows, but maybe some of the shows I haven't heard back. Not in like I didn't hear back, but like I really think they probably just like didn't film their pilot or whatever. So I have one show that is picked up, and it's with Fox. And it's their new Idol. Fox was American Idol. They canceled Idol, and then another company, another network, I think CBS, bought Idol. So Fox is probably a little butthurt because like their flagship singing show, they like sort of basically sold it. So this is their new one. It's called The Four. And by the way, well, I haven't signed a confidentiality agreement yet, but this probably wouldn't be allowed, what I'm doing right now. But I haven't signed anything. So I went through the process. I shared audition videos with you guys. They loved it. They loved me. And now I'm at the point where I have been served a contract. It is extremely important that I make an informed decision. You guys are not lawyers, but I do trust your opinions and feedback. And I really feel that I would be nowhere without you guys, and that we're a family. So I wanted to share with you. I mean, this all could go nowhere, and that's okay. And if anything, don't get your hopes up. I'm doing my best to not get my hopes up, because regardless, I'm going to die for this dream. And that is the whole point. I do what I do, and I'm sort of off topic, but let me just rant for a second. I do what I do because of anytime someone's told me that my music, excuse me, let me drink my giant coffee, that my music has affected them in a positive way. They have my lyrics tattooed, or in deep depression or whatever, my music was a saving grace. Or my videos, or I put a smile on the face of somebody that needed it. That's why I do what I do. That's why I'm like fighting for this dream. Excuse me while my voice like dries out. I do have one of these little okay. Now let me get back on topic. So I was served a 55-page contract. I can't believe it's 55 pages. It's stupid. In the contract, and I want to share all the details with you guys, but it's a bad contract. Like, it's to protect, in a lot of ways, it's to protect them. So, for example, if I break some form of an agreement or something, or, you know, they can like sue me for like $5 million. It's like stuff that's like in writing of like, I will sue you for $5 million. I accept that. You know, if I were to die on, these are basic things, but if I were to die in the filming of it through negligence, a beam falls on me, like, I can't sue them. I'm okay with that kind of stuff, but this is sort of what the nature of the deal is. But where the deal gets bad, so when I'm on the show for the 5 weeks, I can't post videos and can't make a living. I literally will not be able to make a living. They're not going to be paying me during that time, but it's theoretically only 5 weeks. I can deal with it, or maybe I can find a way that you guys can work with me sort of behind the scenes to help me have some form of a living. But that's okay. What gets bad is if they give me the record deal, which doesn't necessarily mean if I win. It just really means like if I sign the first thing, like they could give me the deal on their own discretion. The record deal is lengthy. It's got 6 albums. Hi, Liz. It's lengthy. It's got 6 albums, and there's a lot of problems to it in the idea that if I blow up, the income that I get is very small, and they will take the lion's share of it, but they have the ability to make me a household name. Like, they can. And that the amount of exposure on a television show, I know Idol was getting like 15 million viewers an episode. The amount of exposure on a television show is money, and so it's so helpful. Like I said, for what I do it to make the impact on the people. And I know that if I get that like mass exposure, I believe in myself, and you guys happen to believe in me. If I get that mass exposure, the chance that a lot of people will stick to me and I will make changes in people's lives is so much bigger. Hopefully I have some form of a stickiness, we'll just use that word, with my music and my personality, and hopefully affecting people. So I'm faced with a pretty big decision. I've talked it out with a lot of friends that are in the business. You know, you saw Peter Hollins' tweet, and he was pulling my leg a little bit. He's teasing me, and he didn't really. We'll talk about that, Rachel. So theoretically, would it be possible to go on with the intention of solely doing it for exposure, but not the intention to win, so you are not screwed over by the record deal? That was Natalie's thing. She was like, get to the end and throw it. Well, really, so there's a few things, but like if I get into the top 4, then they hold me up for up to a year. I shouldn't tell you all the details, but they pay me like not very much money, and I can't work for a year. And it's like literally like 2 months rent. Like, so I'm now at the point, and I've talked to their lawyer, and then yesterday I met with a lawyer. He was the lawyer that got me. If you're new here, this means nothing to you. But he was the lawyer that he's super badass that helped us sort of try to get out of our Wellington contract. Not the one that set up the band with King the Kid, because that lawyer was sort of a pussy. But no offense, Ben. Whatever. He's not a Patreon, so whatever. This lawyer is badass, and he's been in the industry for like 40 years. Yes, Susan, I could change the Patreon to be on a monthly thing, and that would be an option. So that's one way that we could do it. Granted, you have to think like the label deal is 360 degrees. That means a shirt. That means everything. So they might piece of Patreon if they know it exists. I don't think they know it exists. So we'll see. So it puts me in this other year. And then if I get the deal, so the top 4 puts me in a talent hold. And then if they do anything with me and they put me in the deal, it includes 6 albums and 6 years of touring and manages. They would own, as it is right now. There's a lot of things that, so I met with this lawyer. He's really smart, and I learned a lot. And that's the whole point right now, is sort of investing in my education and making sure I make an informed decision. Because clearly friends like Peter Hollins, which he doesn't know the full depth of the deal, but he says it's a bad idea. Doesn't think it's a good idea. My parents are not fans of it, but they trust me to make an informed decision, and they've been very encouraging. And when I was like, the lawyer's going to be this much money, they were like, you need to do it. Like, and I was like, all right, fine. I really wanted a new camera, and it's fine. So yeah, kind of scary. It's a similar deal to sort of what I had in the past, except for in the past I had managers. And my deal was with managers, and they were going to go out and get a record deal. This is very similar. This is the deal as well. One of the things that I'm not going to negotiate on is if I sign it and they give me the deal, if I sign it and they give me the deal, then they would own, this is almost small compared to a lot of the other problems, but they would own everything in my past that I've written, which is like a big no-no. I think. I mean, I care a lot. A lot of my music from the past isn't necessarily making money or something right now or much or whatever, but they would own it, which sort of hurts. There's a lot of problems. I've written it all out. I'm very like detailed with all of it. I have incredible documentation and everything. I take great notes. You know, my meeting with the lawyer, I was like typing the whole time. I don't like that. Those are your babies. I know. I don't like that either. But my lawyer was actually pretty interesting. I didn't know about the Grammy Adam Levine thing, but it makes sense. I didn't know. So my lawyer was actually pretty torn from my perspective. He's a musician, but he's also a lawyer, very successful, and we weighed everything. And if he was in my shoes, he would be torn, and I am torn. I have friends that don't want me to do it, and I do understand that if I say, hey guys, I can't do this deal, that it's not me losing. It's not like, oh, I lost. It's a win in my own personal empowerment, my own belief in myself that I know I can do it. I know I can do this dream. Like my career is growing. It's only, if you were to graph it, it is only going up. It's low middle class, but it's going up, and I make all my income through music. I can get there. This could make me a household name, though. They have the capability, they have the power, and they could do it. It's teamed up with iHeartRadio. They're going to be pimping their artists. They're going to be pimping the people that win. And in the contract, they can ruin me. They can embarrass me. They can defame me. They can make fun of me. It's reality television, and it's going to be good for them to make me a loser, maybe. I don't know. So it's a really big decision. And I guess I'm thankful to have, the people that support me. This isn't for all my Patreons. These are for the core that are really financially backing it. And thank you. Thank you. And I just want to be honest with you. So I've called her lawyer again, their lawyer, which she's really nice, but I can't trust her. And she can tell me one thing in words, but that doesn't mean anything. If I sign something that's different than what she said, it doesn't mean anything. So I have a list of non-negotiable things they need to carve out for me. I'm not a plumber. I'm not a waiter. I make an income through music. And a lot of what the deal is, it will make it so that I can make no money until they're ready to work with me. In that case, then I will make some money. That they could change my sound. They would be able to choose who I work with and who I don't work with. I would get an advance, which is like a loan of not that much money. I mean, it's not a lot. I would get an advance, and I could make the music wherever I wanted, theoretically, but they could choose. So if I wanted to have me be the producer, I could do that for my time, or I could go work out with other people, but I would have to owe all of that money back. I don't want to get into all the details, but at a rate, it's not like I owe them $1 and it takes me making $1 to give them back. I'm at like a 5% rate. So to give them $1, I only get 5 cents per dollar towards my credit. I would have to make whatever 5 cent times, what is 5 cents out of 100 is 10, is it 20? I would have to make 20 times more the amount of money to pay back the studio time. It's not fair. Could this be where Wrecking Ball comes back to haunt you? If they have that power to make fun of you. I'm confident that Wrecking Ball was pretty funny. In fact, it's a part of my audition. Honestly, so far the idea doesn't sound that great to me. If they can own you in a way, they can own me in a very big way. But they could. One of their artists. No, I'm not the biggest Meghan Trainor fan, but one of their artists is Meghan Trainor. There you go. You know her name. You've heard her songs. You've heard her on the radio. I don't want one of Peter Hollins' fans hit me with a good one. I don't want to contradict myself and forget my mission statement of why I make music. I'm not making music just for exposure or money. I'm making music to affect people's lives. I recognize that exposure can help me with that. Yeah, and of course you'd love to make a living doing what you're doing. And I am, it's modest. Like I drive a van, which you guys were helpful, but I drive a sketchy van. I'm that guy. So anyways, look, I'm so thankful for all your guys' support. I'm just so honored to be a part of all of this. So thank you. Thank you for being a part of my family. At this point, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get on the phone with their lawyer, and I'm going to list all the things that have to be carved out for me. I'm a special case. I'm not a waiter. Yes, the list of pros, Susan, is like the list of pros is small, but they're big. The pros are like massive mainstream exposure and like a record deal with a team that will put power behind it. They will put money behind it. Granted, I owe a lot of that money back to them, but they will make me a star. They want to make me a star. It only helps them in the future if they make another Kelly Clarkson or Carrie Underwood or Adam Lambert. Like, there are a few out there. So I'm doing my best to make an informed decision. If I back away from this thing, don't be upset. I won't be upset. It's a win. It's a win for us and our own empowerment. So that's cool. If I decide to risk it, thank you for being along for the ride. You know, I could get on and I could lose instantly, and that could be great, except for there's that 5 weeks when I can't make any money. But, like, that's fine. I would still be very stoked that you have my back. We got your back either way. Thank you. That means a lot. Because it's sort of funny, and I guess this sort of really plays into it. When you meet people and they're like, you're a singer, the first thing they say to you is like, you're really good. Why don't you like go on The Voice or something? And like, this is that moment. So my lawyer did have a person that he was like, yeah, I had a guy that, you know, he was negotiating for The Voice, and I told him not to do it. And he's still struggling. He's still just playing shows for no people, and he's not making a living, and he's a waiter, and maybe he should have done it. Maybe that would have been his break. So my lawyer sort of regretted telling someone that. Real nice, very talented, very smart guy. He found stuff in that contract that I did not find. It's written so stupidly. Like, if you're not like educated, or if you don't like pay a lot of money to a lawyer, or like, man, they take advantage of people. I mean, it's just very onerous. It's very one-sided. So that's where I'm at. I don't actually have like that much time today to like talk with you guys about this. I just wanted to because I needed to get it out. My conversations with my counsel or my parents are very business. So this is more of like me venting. So thank you. This is exciting. This is like really cool, and there's going to be other opportunities. Rachel, thank you for your patience. If you guys all don't know, most of you actually probably don't know, Rachel has a song. So like, you go all the way back. If you don't know what I'm talking about, or you do, that's cool. But there was a song I wrote for somebody called Aaron's Song, and then I wrote a song for somebody called A Song for Brittany, and then I wrote a song for someone named Chelsea, which is The Space Between, and Rachel has a song. And I can tell you guys the song title. But it's so cool. It's maybe my favorite song. So, and there's two versions of it. There's an electric version, and there's an acoustic version. The acoustic version's got a music video totally done. The electric version will. I'm stockpiling music. Not that it matters, or maybe I'm not this vain, but I did shoot the music video before I like. This sounds vain. I was like 17 pounds heavier than I am now. Like I'm like in shape. I like work out. I eat healthy. I changed my diet, and I look a little fluffy in the music video. So that's just between you guys and me. I'm not going to tell that to everyone. But me with 17 pounds more, just imagine. Song for Britney is my favorite song, so hoping for another amazing song. I think you're going to love this song. And I don't want to tell you guys all, but Rachel's watching, so I'll tell you guys more. So you guys may have seen that I'm so overdue for a live stream. Let me just take a step back. Thank you guys for supporting me, even through like not live streaming every month and not being able to send out postcards every month. Postcards every month's like impossible. Like I shouldn't have written every month, so I changed it to be when I can, because it's so much writing, and maybe I should write less. But the problem is like I'm like, no, these guys support me. I need to spend the time, but I spend the time and I write you all like absolutely personal letters. Like the letters are not the same. Like I'm writing to you. I know many of you. And so I'll spend like 10 hours, like my hand is just like broken. It's intense, but that's because I'm so thankful for you guys. So anyways, I went out to try to get artwork for Rachel's song, and I posted on social media. I was like, I need a designer. I need a designer. And I got inundated by so many incredibly talented graphic designers. Oh man, Rachel, I'm telling you all your secrets. It's okay. You're watching this. You can watch it back later. I won't give everything away. You will be the first to hear and see and get stuff. And thank you for your patience. I know that it's been a long time. Everything is working out for a reason. There will be a right time. I'm not going to do things in a, I was going to say stupid way, but I'm going to do things in the smartest music marketing way that I can. And I'm trying to get everything out at the right time. Meanwhile, I'm growing the fan base. But anyways, so I went out to find a graphic designer. Too many things. One of my Patreon supporters, her name is Astrid. And I've had her edit videos. She's extremely talented. I was like, I can't deal with this. I was like, Astrid, she's in Denmark. I was like, Astrid, can you find me the best graphic designer out of all of these people? Like, I can't deal with it. So I like paid her to go through it. She found me the best graphic designers. She ran it down to like 2 or 3 or 4. But one of them was a little more expensive. But his idea was amazing. Oh man, do I tell this? No, I'm not going to say it. I had a concept for the art, which was inspired by Rachel, which was inspired by me. Does that make sense? The concept of the art was inspired by me to Rachel. Rachel's take on that inspired me, and then I went to a graphic designer. So it's really cool. And the graphic designer had an incredible idea, better than all of the other graphic designers out there, but he was more expensive. And he lives in Portland, and he does stuff for Nike and like big brands, but his idea was so good. And I was like, all right, we're doing it. We're doing this idea. So I'll tell you a little bit about it. So he photographed a model doing the thing and he bought all the stuff for the props or whatever. And the model did this. I'm just trying to be just vague enough. And he photographed it and then graphic designed the photograph. Rather than all of the other graphic designers weren't going to actually photograph something. They were just going to graphic design something. And so he did this, and I had him film everything. He filmed the entire process. He took time lapses of everything. It's so good that it might have to be the album cover because it's amazing. So we'll see. I do have, and I haven't opened it, but you guys may have saw it in a vlog. I do have a canvas print that I printed up. And I haven't opened it yet because it's going to be a part of the behind the scenes for probably the album cover. So I have to film myself when I open the canvas print. So I haven't filmed it yet, but I have it. I'm sure it's amazing. The artwork is amazing. And it's an inspiration for the rest of the album being finished. I mean, hopefully it is the album cover. If it's not, Rachel's just going to have the sickest album art ever for her singles. And then the album art might not be as cool, or I can work with this artist again. And he said that out of all the work that he's ever done, because I like to give artists creative control. I like, do what you want, like trust your instinct, trust your heart. Like you get the best stuff out of that, rather than me being like a controlling asshole. And so I let him chase this, and this was the most artistically rewarding thing he's ever done. He works big budgets with Nike and all these companies, and he's never been so artistically fulfilled. So he was so thankful. So that was really cool. So thank you for helping me. There's a lot of stuff that you guys don't maybe see that your support does, and it's all working. It's all doing great. Your support is an investment in me. So thank you. Okay. Yeah, Rachel, I'm pretty excited for you to see it, and I'm excited for all of you. Like, it's just a great song, and maybe it sounds cocky to say. Whatever, I'm proud of it. It's a piece of art that I'm proud of. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I have much to do. I do a lot. I like do a lot of stuff. I don't even know if you know, but I like do, you know, Future Sunsets, and I'm working on an album, and I'm growing my fan base through covers, and just building that engagement, and it's amazing. But I also produce other people, and I also because life's expensive here, and I try to have Patreon be an investment in the band. I also produce other people. I also like manage a band and like a few social media of other artists, and I also am working with like a VR company that had some really cool stuff that I was gonna like show you as like me being an artist, which I'm still gonna be an artist with them. But I'm also like working with them to help bring this incredible medium forward, to have a great place where we can sort of step into the new age of digital media. So I'm working with some musicians friends, and I've recorded some really cool holographic captures of me performing as sort of a test subject. And when it comes down to the actual concerts, like I'll be a part of it as an artist, but I'll also be helping out behind the scenes. So I'm sort of doing two things there, and that's so cool. I'm like so excited to show you guys the VR stuff. That's like the future. If you don't know, it's going to be an incredible future once our phones get to 5G and VR and AR is immersive in our lives, which it will be very soon here. Will the contract affect any of these ventures? You know, not the VR by any means. I can keep doing that. That's separated enough. It probably doesn't love me producing other artists. I want that carved out, because one of my strengths is I'm like a teacher. So like I grew up, like I had my bar mitzvah, and then I was like a bar mitzvah teacher like a week later. And so like I'm a natural teacher, and I love teaching, and hopefully someday I'll be able to teach musicians as well. But and I have a lot of relevant information for like a young musician trying to find their way through the world. Like looking at all the shit that I've been through, as far as like I had 4 managers at one point in time, and we got like screwed, and then like tried to fire them, but our contracts were so bad that then they tried to extort us for like $250,000 for bullshit and like jackets that don't exist, like whatever. And then I had a band that grew and then absolutely got screwed over by one of the band members, and like had to deal with legal on that, and then like threats, and like then they were just fucking with me, and like I've been through a lot, and I'm not going to give up. I'm going to die for this dream. So thank you guys. But I'd love to teach was sort of what I was saying. And then I got through that because you were like, can you do other stuff? And I was like, I'm a producer, because it uses my teaching skills. If I have somebody in front of my microphone, I can like teach them to sing the best that they've ever sang. So we'll see. We are thankful for you. Thank you. And you do great, but take care. I'm working on it. This kind of stuff, Wellington jackets. Yeah, that was like, I saw it the other day because I was looking through the paperwork, and I was trying to like look at this old contract, because the contracts are similar. And I saw the thing where they were trying to like get $250,000 out of like us, which you can't squeeze blood out of a turnip, but they were trying to go from all of our parents as well. The jackets, I think they were charging us $15,000. Was it with like I never saw a jacket, like whatever, doesn't matter. Still waiting. Thank you for your. Maybe the jackets must exist if they spent 15 grand on them. I don't know. And you guys don't know what I'm talking about. That's totally cool. It means you're newer here. That's great. Enough carve-outs to keep you growing. Yeah, if they don't play ball with me, I'm not going to do it. I have a list. It's a simple list. You know, if I'm playing, if they're putting me on tour for 6 years, my income shouldn't be a flat rate that's set right now that's not very high. It should be a percentage of my growth. Like, if I'm playing on tour for 6 years and I'm playing arenas and getting like $500 a show, like, that's not cool. Like, that doesn't make sense. So I'm doing my best to make it work. Missed a whole lot because I had to go eat dinner, but I hope the stream helped you out. It was probably more cathartic to me, but you guys did ask some questions, and so thank you for your support. I am thankful of you. Thank you for listening to this. I will keep you guys updated. If I walk away from this thing, we win. If I go into this thing and lose, we win. If I go into this thing and win, we'll figure out how eventually, hopefully, I win life. But I'm thankful. I'm thankful for you guys. If my parents are watching, hopefully they're not mad at me for sharing too much information. I'll let this stream live for a little bit. There's a chance I'll have to delete it. The confidentiality agreement has like a $5 million like penalty on like not being confidential. That would be what just happened right here. That was like, so like, you know, if I have to pay someone $5 million, like, So we'll see if this lives on for very long. But I'll leave it up so you guys can watch it back. Chris Daughtry did not win, but he won. And I've talked with Alex Preston, which I don't know if you guys know of him, but I produced his debut record after he got third on Idol. And Alex didn't have any contractual obligations after the show to them. So that was great. But he did have to sign a similar contract to me to play ball, to get started. And he got third on Idol, so he like was literally on every single episode, but he says he would do it again. However, Idol was able to get paid. I'm not getting paid for any episodes. Idol got paid because and he doesn't, Alex, I don't actually think knows this. I learned this through talking to their lawyer. Alex got paid because of Idol had a deal with Ford Motors. So Alex was actually only getting paid for being in the Ford commercials. But this TV show doesn't have any commercials like set to it. So I'm literally going on TV and not getting paid. And they can destroy me if they want to. So if you see them like villainize me, I swear I'm a nice person. It's just in the editing. But I've been told that they'll poke me. So they'll try to make me like blow up or like fight someone. I mean, I'm not that big. I mean, I work out, so like I'll fight someone, but like I'm not trying to. I'm like, I don't even know how to punch. I'm not an aggressive person. Anyways, I love you guys. It has been too long. Hold up. Let me finish my sign off the correct way. I love you guys. Nola loves you guys. I'm like in love with my dog. I've never had a dog before. And I understand man's best friend. She's like a studio companion. She knows all the new music. She's a star. She's the real star. All right. Well, I love you guys. Nala loves you guys. Give me one yawn. Give me one yawn. Go ahead. Just one. Okay, it's not happening. All right. I love you guys. Nala loves you guys. Have a glorious Sunday. I'm not even partying this whole weekend. I'm just literally rehearsing. So just in case I actually do this 9-song showcase, ridiculous. All right. Love you guys. Bye.